Hello and welcome, this is Kindy, and today I'm going to be starting a game Banished. Installed, I have the mods, the MegaMods, and I figured I'd give this another go at seeing how this game is with all the extra mods, and add in some extra decorations and variety. There's a lot more houses and buildings, and it makes this game a lot better than it was just on its base game. Not much is changing the base game, just adding a lot of variety to it. So far, have a nice map. I'd like to have maps that have a nice long river here, plenty of fishing opportunities. Not too rocky. I don't like to have mines too much. But this looks like a good starting situation. Plenty of resources around. A little sparse on the trees, but, figure that out. You can set up plenty of foresters to help with that. So, get these options started here. And we start out with 10 people, 6 children. And also from the list, you can see there's tons of different varieties of professions that the mods add to this. And I like to have my event log as well. So this medium start. Starts with some basic stuff in the barn, a little bit of storage, and a whole lot of people. Generally, what I like to do is kind of figure out certain places where I'd like to have some of like the main area. The lakes, generally good places for some dock and key things. Direction the water is flowing to the east. Sometimes that matters. Possibility for lowering some terrain here. So I usually probably want to have more of my main stuff over here, and we can have our forester and such over here. Start with some basic roads. Help them get around nice and easy. As for houses, generally the wooden ones are pretty nice to start off with. They don't take too much resources. I like using the teeny shacks in certain areas. They're smaller, they conserve space. So I'd like to set a couple up over here. And then extend the road down here so we can get forester and such set up. I think I'll actually take it around the barn, up a bit, and over, just so I can avoid a little bit of the mountain, a little hill. Line this up right now. I'll stick 1. 2 I usually like to do later. Just don't have the resources for it. And a gatherer's hut's a pretty good complement. And usually a stockpile nearby will work really well. That way they don't have to go very far to dump off stuff. And the great thing about this mod is there's also little barns. Okay. So we have enough wood to start off with to build a couple things. I want to get the laborers going. I can start clearing out any of these places. This one doesn't have any. That one doesn't have any. But definitely over here, they have things to remove. Get it going a little bit faster. And of course the builders love to do these roads first. Just rather annoying most times. I like to lay out a lot of roads, but I know that they like to get those done first, and they're not a priority. So now we have 13 homeless. And they've already started working on this. Got the stockpile first done, which is better because then they don't have to run back to town to drop things off. And we already start to get a little low on stone because they gotta use it up for the houses. So let's just grab any of the stuff that's in between. Easy stuff to get. Now 10 homeless. Let's actually get the priority increased on that so we can get people to start gathering food a little quicker. Thinking down south might be where we can establish some crop fields. Just in general, I don't usually like to put them by the water. I don't know, you'd think runoff from the crops into the water, not good. But it's not like really a thing in the game. Just increase builders, get it done a little bit faster. So then we can get them to get some more houses down here. And we will need a little bit more wood as well. I usually like to take a little bit around the foresters only because they're going to be planting more anyhow. And we got more gatherers. Put 2 in for now. See how that goes. And if we need to, we can always have them collect wild food nearby just to get a little extra. There's not that much, so it's not going to be that big of a thing to collect. do one for now, because we want to get the rest of the stuff built and then have them pick up all these stones. The stone and the iron gone will help the trees grow. And then we get more tree yield out of it too. Which in this version, I didn't pick the mod that lets you get more tree yield off of chopping down trees. So just, it's a little cheaty, but yeah. Got the barn up. I want to do a house around here so that the gatherers and the hunters don't have to go very far. And we got our first child. Of course, it'll be quite a while before we can actually have him become a laborer, but pretty good on the logs, as long as they can get more stone. That should help. Probably do want them cutting down a little bit more trees. I don't like doing too much at once, because then it kind of just preoccupies them and they want to go chop down stuff before doing something else. And that one's ready for building. And that's done too. And I got another adult laborer. There's an 8-year-old. That'll be a little while before they can grow up. That must be the one that's grown up. A 7-year-old. And now we got 2 left. Don't have a home. I want to try to do a little bit of variety in housing. I sometimes tend to ignore these stone houses, yet they're really good. They're just expensive at the beginning. Builders. And our gatherers so far is doing pretty good for 2 people and not a full season. I think I'll increase that to 4. They're generally pretty good. Then we will also extend the road and put down a hunter down here as well. Never seemed to be quite as good as a gatherer, but they'll be needed for the leather and such. also will be needed for the winter time coming up. It's also a woodcutter. I'll stick a small one there, and then later on, hopefully, maybe stick another one beside it when we start needing more lumber. So we've collected enough logs. Do 400. I don't generally put all the limits up really high because then they'll just also be just non-stop doing wood and taking up all the stockpile. So there's a little hill here. No firewood left, so we need to get this finished so we can get someone on there pretty quick. There we go. Let's get this up a little bit higher, just because as soon as they start getting it done, everyone else in the town's gonna want firewood. Let's start a couple on there. And probably a little bit more stone. Do it while they collect nearby. And then let's see how close people are to their jobs. So we need to stick some stuff over here for people to do. And food is holding pretty good. So these gatherers are working well. Trees. And one other thing I like doing in these areas is putting up some flax. Always find, at least if you need to, you can always sell it. Now we got 12 adults and 8 kids. Which looks like most of the houses are getting a little full. Generally, I don't want to like start the game off too fast, just simply to kind of make sure you get the basics down in a timely manner, and then that way you won't have people starving and freezing and such. go a little too fast and everyone's just unhappy. Alright, next time, I think we'll have to decide where would be optimal places to put fishermen. Maybe do the small fishermen along here, just to get a little bit. And perhaps where to set up the trading ship. Which can be put over here, because he'll just drive through the lake here and continue back onto the river, which would make this a nice big harbor-like area. The trader down here may be pretty good, and have it a nice concentrated area of people over here, and perhaps some farms in between these hills, and we could probably stick in a couple little mines to start getting some iron. Or if we ever really want to, we can also just stick farms up here and just keep it mining and such down here, and some trades work. Now I have 13 adults, going pretty well. Let's get the flax finished. It's not a priority, it's just like to have it in the same area as all the other woodsies type items. And then later on, I can kind of spiffy up the place. Just don't have a lot of resources to deal with it at the moment. And get a person on there to start collecting it. And this textile limit always kind of gets hit pretty easily, which is the amount of dry goods. So that's not that big of a deal to put it up that much. We already have a little bit from the gatherers. And so far they're doing pretty good this season as well. I think we'll want a couple more houses in here just to kind of help the population along. And then just decide which place to put our farms and do it across the river. Or even to the west. Or along, we could do some along the river. So, figure that out next time. Thanks for watching.